Hello friends, my name is the Otter and basically I love suspension. So if you're looking for the short answer to get some help on your RockShox Vivid setup, linked in the first comment is a paid PDF guide. But if you want the long on-trail story on how to get this shock dialed, come on with me. Just wind the rebound knob in to get the spring off. So previously, when setting up the RockShox Vivid, I thought I was too good for a spring dex. No one is too good for a spring dex. So that will 100% be step number one, is to get some kind of spring dex because it will save you a lot of time and money. So let's jump into the computer and see which RockShox Vivid we're dealing with. 200-pound rider, 30% sag. So I learned from the previous time I rode this that we want to put 180 millimeters. So it's telling me a 500-pound spring, which is ridiculously light. And if you put 160, this is 100% wrong. Like, there's no possible way I could ride a 400-pound spring and weigh 200 pounds. So what you're gonna wanna do is just put 180 millimeters of travel and get you at least into the ballpark. So we wanna use every cheat code we can, Reddit, my YouTube videos, whatever RockShox has. Another super helpful step is we can go inside of the repair manual, which I have open. So we have 200 PSI. So every shock, car, truck, boat has some kind of air pressure inside of it. So the air pressure is pushing on the oil inside of the piggyback, preventing the oil from cavitating because there's constant pressure. So the higher the pressure, the lower the spring. So it's basically like a secondary spring inside of here. So that's why inside of the setup guide, it's giving me these ridiculously low spring numbers, these kind of spring numbers, because we have such a strong secondary spring. There's also other variables when it comes to choosing the spring, like how tight, how open are the orifices. So if the orifices are very open, then the shock can flow more oil, so you're gonna need stronger spring. This one, I don't know what it is. If you haven't watched the preface video to this one about orifice damping, it's in the description, go watch that first. So I'm gonna start out with a 500 to 550 pound spring dex spring. So we're gonna strap her up and put it on the bike and see if it's better than these two. Whenever we have a spring collar on a shock, it should have some kind of locking mechanism, because depending on how you ride, where you ride, etc., these can like unwind themselves. Not always, but we'll just say it's happened to me more than once. So minimum 2 turns of preload. Always go for the Fox hardware because it's so easy to put in. It is a little bit unfortunate that RockShox is the only brand with sag indicators, because when a coil shock, it's kind of a nightmare to measure the sag. So I end up just not measuring the sag and just riding it with huge sweeps of spring dex adjustment. And I promise you, you make huge spring adjustments, you'll find out which one's good and which one's bad. So with 550 pound spring and the high secondary force piggyback air pressure on here, I'm curious to see where the sag is landing per the stanchion. Obviously there's rear wheels, travel, measurement, all these fancy tools I need to buy, but this is what we got. Let's do a little parking lot setup on the Vivid Ultimate. Rebound feels super dialed. Everything is in the middle. Hydraulic bottom out, high speed compression, low speed compression, 525 spring, jump on it, see how it goes. Okay, so the rebound could go faster. So this is about my third RockShox Vivid on a third different bike, so I can basically deduce in the garage and get a dialed setup. So let's get into some of the advanced techniques and pitfalls to avoid. So Houston, we have a problem. The rear wheel feels a little bit sloppy. Oh, there it is. I might lose a spoke here. So pick your battles wisely. I 100% hate mountain biking wheels and drop them off at the shop. So I for sure had some serious issues in the rear end, and it was stemming from a broken axle and some bad bearings. The Vivid Coil is a very well balanced shock that basically you can put every adjuster into the middle and get some really good balance out of it. So basically 10 clicks of rebound is just about the middle of the rebound range. So we're going to play a game of how fast we can make the rebound and still make it jump effectively. And put the rebound back to 2 clicks from the middle. So lower spring force will help you get away with faster rebound and see if it works. So the easiest trick to get a faster rebound is we can lower the spring rate down. So I started out with 10 clicks from close from the turtle. Now we're at 12. But I did lower the spring force down to 520. With that faster rebound and lower spring rate, the bike basically has full control. Now there's another way to do this, and let's talk about that one. Okay, lower. So basically I'm conducting a science experiment right now. We're going to find out with lower spring rate, faster rebounds better, or more compression, and higher spring rate is the way to go. So the compression adjusters from the 2024 and on RockShox products, they're very difficult to get dialed in. Inside of the PDF guide, you can learn how to use them in like 5 minutes. So I bumped the spring force up back to 550, which is right under 30% sag, and added 1 click of low and 1 click of high from the middle setting. And we're gonna find out which one was better. But I think the higher spring, more compression, faster rebound. The more wide open you can run the rebound, the better. So I'm gonna leave it at 550, which is 28% sag, which seems to be the magic number. So we're gonna do the steep lips. There's a bunch of people over there. It's kind of annoying, but verify that the rebound's in control. Just check it out now. Woo. Seems really fast. The ultimate test of your rebound is definitely going to be a steeper lip. So basically, let's see how it goes. Perfect control with that ridiculously fast rebound. So it was 100% went so good, so I gotta keep trying it on a bunch of different stuffs to make sure it's super dialed, but wow. I'm kind of impressed with the Vivid Coil. It's interesting because the Super Deluxe and the Vivid Coil have been the best ones. It's always a great idea to try this on a variety of different terrain because your rebound may change. But remember, it is the master control. So linked in the first comment is the Ultra PDF setup guide you can take with you on your trail.